Numbers can tell a powerful story. Like 1946, the year Alpha Insurance was founded, or the more than 1 million policies currently in force. Backed up by superior service from a local agent right in your community. For 65 years, we've been right there with you. We're looking forward to the next 65.
For a plan built just for you, contact Talisa Scheichel in Holly Pond.
Smith Lake RV Resort, where you escape the stress. Make it your year-round residential, weekend, or vacation getaway. See nice lakeside lots with scenic natural beauty and terrific amenities. Enjoy an on-site swimming pool, a bath and wash house, boat slips for your boat, special events and shows. Smith Lake RV Resort offers water frontages on majestic Smith Lake. Smith Lake RV Resort at Crane Hill. For the first TD. On the next...
The tractor, I bought it in 1977. It had a loader on it, a trip bucket, and I needed a tractor for around the place. I had to run a few cattle and horses. Got low hours on it because I didn't use it very much, and so when I restored it, it's in fairly good shape when I restored it. But one of the features of it, I slow race with it. It's a very good tractor for slow racing because of the large flywheel on it. I can get down to real low RPMs. I was up at a farm sale up by Linden, which is by the Canadian border, and they come up and I was low bidder on it, so I got it. It had what they call an 801 hitch on it. It's kind of a modified 3-point hitch. It was fairly new at that time, and you could use it on 3-point equipment. I can run my mower and brush hogs and different things on it without getting a bunch of adapters. I use it for my road trips because I've got good brakes on it and got headlights, and some of the trips we go on we have to have lights because we get back late at night. When I first got it, I used it for mowing the fields, brush hogging the fields. I used the loader for cleaning up around the barn, and so it was a working tractor up to about 15 years ago. I had to replace the intake and exhaust manifold. The tractor still run, but big chunks are missing. I like tricycle tractors. They're a little unique. They don't make them anymore, and so it's nice to have one. I got several of them that are tricycle, and I like the sound of the two-cylinder.
Get acquainted with Affordable Automotive in Welty. Affordable Automotive offers a full complement of service features for your car, truck, van, SUV, and other vehicles. Affordable Automotive also features a full line of famous Bridgestone tires. Stop in and check out the quality of famous Firestone and Peerless tires. Get a size and style that you need. Affordable Automotive offers towing service 24/7. Simply call 739-2290. Affordable Automotive, conveniently located in the heart of Welty.
Hi, I'm Leah Patterson-Lust, your probate judge, and I'm seeking re-election in the November general election. The office of probate judge is vital. It serves in many capacities. I'm proud to lead a highly skilled, dedicated, efficient, and experienced office here to serve you in our county. We function as a team. I humbly request your vote, confidence, and support in the general election this November. Vote Leah Patterson-Lust, probate judge.
Today's obituaries are brought to you by Moss Service and Hanceville Funeral Home. Funeral services for Tommy Lane Cunningham, age 71, of Hanceville, will be held Saturday at 11 a.m. at Hanceville Funeral Home Chapel. Tim Sutton officiating. Interment in Beech Grove Cemetery in Dodge City. Hanceville Funeral Home directing. Mr. Cunningham passed away yesterday. The family will receive friends tomorrow from 5:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. And that's a look at our obituaries for today, brought to you by Moss Service and Hanceville Funeral Home.
Welcome to Today on 2. It is Thursday, the 23rd day of August. Paige, no clouds.
No clouds today. Well, that's good. They were just following me last night.
Oh,
so.
Okay. You did have a problem last night, didn't you?
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
Yes, I should vent about it. Last night, my car died. It was about 9 o'clock. I'd just gotten out of choir practice, and so I thought I would love to go get a cup of frozen yogurt at Yogurt Mountain. Worst decision I've ever made in my life, because while there, I have bought my yogurt, walking back out to my car. Meanwhile, I have not had any problems with my car at all. Just to say that. My car has given me no problems ever since I bought it 2 years ago. Well, my car will not start. And there's no dinging, there's no sounds coming, there's no light. So I call my father, say, Dad, my car is dead. So he comes up there I'm parked outside of Five Guys, and so he comes and tries to start my car. It will not start for the life of it. So it is sitting at Five Guys now, and I am driving my dad's huge truck. And audience, you've never seen me stand up, but I'm like 5 feet tall. So driving a truck is a challenge. My little feet can barely reach the pedal. So it's just been a challenging morning and last night.
Well, anyway, the clouds are going to clear up.
Clouds are going to clear.
Things are going to get better.
Maybe this is my sign.
Well, let's check the weather forecast, see what's going on. Our weather brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. The weather almanac for the 23rd of August. The average high temperature is 91. The average low is 65. The record high, once again, the summer of 2007. It got up to 105 degrees. The record low, 49 in 1950. Sunset this evening, 7:24. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:15. We'll have to show you the storm track for Tropical Storm Isaac.
Oh.
Isaac is on the far right-hand lower corner is where it is located right now. It is headed toward Cuba. And you will see the red areas indicate a hurricane warning. But you can look at the track and hello, Florida.
Yes.
Wow. They're showing almost the entire state of Florida could be on the path of of course, hurricanes will change direction from time to time, but the way it has been going and the way it looks right now, headed toward Florida and maybe the Panhandle and headed our way by the middle of next week. We'll keep you updated each week. There you can see the satellite picture, and of course the Tropical Storm Isaac doesn't show up as yet. But you can see some storm activity around the country. Here's the satellite picture over the southeast. There we go. Looks like a rainy day down in the Gulf area already today. The weather forecast. Once again, it should be a beautiful sunny day in Cullman, Alabama. High temperature around 89 degrees today. Clear tonight, low of 63. Sunny again tomorrow, high 89. More of the same for the next several days. Plenty of sunshine. Slight chance of rain maybe the first of the week, but otherwise high temperatures in the upper 80s. So our beautiful August weather will continue, but we'll keep you updated on Tropical Storm Isaac, see what's going on. We have a young lady coming on our program today, continuing our series of County Fair Queen
That's right.
candidates. And I wanted to talk to Paige today about the interview process. Now, Paige formerly was Miss Wallace State, competed in the Miss Alabama competition. The interview, I would think, is the most difficult part of each pageant.
Yes, I would say so. I thought the most difficult part was wearing a bathing suit on stage, but no, the interview is very challenging, especially if that's something that you're not used to doing. And really, for these interviews, these girls have to be up on their current events. And I would think for the local fair pageant that they would have to be up on the local happenings in Cullman.
Right. Okay.
So mostly I think that would be about their platform. Mostly interviews are about you and your platform and what kind of community service that you've done, just so that the judges can know the kind of person that you are. And they also throw some trick questions in there if you're not careful. At Miss Wallace State,
some of the judges try to trick you up. Huh?
Yes, at Miss Wallace State, I competed in 2011, and they had a judge who came on there, and they all get your resume and platform essay before they even see you. So they've read all this information about you, and they have questions prepared to ask you. And so one judge asked me, because he saw that I had been working with the teenage Republicans, and I was, really staunchly Republican, he asked me, what do you think the best thing that President Obama has done? And I was like, dig deep, Paige. You've got to dig. So, because I panicked. I hadn't thought about that question. And, I said, well, I guess he's been in the media a lot, and he's been keeping us informed as to what he's doing. That was the best thing that I could come up with. In a nice way, I was saying, do your job and stop being on television. But, yes, so they, and, at that time, Bristol Palin, Sarah Palin's daughter, was on Dancing with the Stars. So they asked me, do you think that's a bad move for Sarah Palin to be going and watching her daughter on Dancing with the Stars? And I said, well, no. I said, what daughter wouldn't want the, comfort and satisfaction of having her mother there, proud of her to watch her? So, they'll trip you up. They will.
But for the Fair Queen, you say the questions probably would be local events?
Probably more local. But, they may ask a national government question, they may just throw things in there just to see what the girls know about. But all of these girls seem very intelligent, so I'm sure they'll be able to answer any questions that the judges have.
Trying to show your poise under pressure.
Right.
Something like that.
And the best thing to do is, if you don't know an answer, do not ever try to make something up. That is the worst thing that you could possibly do in a pageant, is try and fake your way through an answer to a question, because judges know. They know that you're trying to kind of weed your way out. So just say, I don't have enough information about that to answer that question right now, but I will be sure to research it further.
I'll research it and get back to you.
Yes.
That would be good. I like that answer. Well, we do have a Fair Queen candidate. Who's coming to see us today?
That's right, Miss Rachel Pearsall. She is from West Point High School, and she is, of course, a Fair Queen representative in the County Fair pageant this year.
And who else do we have for our guests today?
We also have Miss Ann Mullins coming on to see us today.
That's what we have lined up. Here's our Facebook friend of the day today. Hey, we know this guy.
Our Facebook friend of the day today is Gary Wiggins. He is the owner of Johnny's Barbecue and likes Alabama football.
All right, and that's one of our favorite places to eat, too, Johnny's Barbecue. All right, George Spears here with news and commentary right after this.
We're entirely too lax around here. Now, in the big city jails, they give sobriety tests.
Sobriety test?
Yeah, to find out whether or not a man is sober. And I think we ought to do it here, too.
Well, Barney, I believe a sobriety test is given to a prisoner when you first bring him in. Now, you ought to have done that to Otis last night.
Oh, Andy, you know we couldn't have given a sobriety test to Otis last night.
Well, why not?
He was too drunk.
The Andy Griffith Show, starring Andy Griffith, with Ronnie Howard. Also starring Don Knotts.
Ride of your life. You'll find it at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales in Coleman. I'm talking about sharp cars and trucks that'll get you noticed and deals too low to believe. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it and find it for less at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales. Come on, North Alabama. It's time you had a sharp set of wheels and a really good deal. Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales, serving you from two big lots, Highway 31 North and 31 South in Coleman, Alabama.
Voting has gone through a lot of changes in America since the days of the early West. Because they were short of pencils and paper at that time, they used various things as ballots. Feathers, beans. In one section of Arizona, they used bullets. If it was loaded, it was a vote for one candidate. And if it was empty, it was a vote for another. If the fellow wasn't careful, his whole campaign could blow up right in his face.
Dick Powell. Zane Grey Theater.
Time for news and comment. If you've got something you want to share, you give us a call at that phone number right there. Don't forget, we're live streaming on channel2coleman.com, and we always welcome phone calls. So please feel free to give us a call if we get into an issue or something you feel is an important thing to talk about. Well, alcohol licenses have been approved for the new Logan's restaurant out on 157 and 65. But not only that location. How about those General Dollar or Dollar General stores? How about that? Several Dollar General stores around the city were also approved. Let's see, including locations at 6092 Alabama Highway 157. And I get lost when it comes to some of these addresses. 2131 First Street Southwest, 1642 Town Square Southwest, 801 2nd Avenue Northwest, and 1208 4th Street Southwest. Didn't realize we had so many Dollar General stores in Coleman, for goodness sake. So there'll be a plethora of booze, or at least beer, I guess, when it comes to that. Yesterday, there was the forum at the Allstake, and the mayoral candidates showed up, all of them, including Verna Hammond, the woman who had been on the Jerry Springer show, 10 years ago? Goodness gracious. Anyway, she shows up, and while no one really apparently tried to draw blood, she did. She went after the mayor. She said, a lot of police officers, city workers, and citizens have asked me to run, she told the forum. I'd also be the first lady to represent Coleman as a city mayor. She says she challenged Mayor Townsend for allegedly using out-of-area contractors for the tornado cleanup last year. And she said she would use local vendors at area events, and claiming that all the vendors were outsiders at the recent Rock the South concert. Now, I don't know that to be true, but nonetheless, she says, I want to keep our people that are local in Coleman and give them the jobs as opposed to people who live elsewhere. Well, she's got a point there, if in fact her allegations are true. The Coleman Times has a story this morning about the local emergency management agency, talking about how they're having to rewrite their operating plan in order to qualify for funds in the future, in case of more disasters, and it's inevitable that we'll have those things. But nowhere in the story, in fact, nowhere in the Coleman Times, yet have I seen a story that I think is super important, and that is some people's weather radios are not receiving the signal on bad weather. Now, I'm not sure what it takes to get the big media interested in that story, but that's a big event. If we were to have a terrible weather situation, how would people know in the middle of the night? There's no app for that, so go figure. In Montgomery, Steve Murray Now, this may not be of importance maybe you think, but it is of significance for those people who enjoy history, especially Alabama history. Steve Murray's been elected to be the director of the Alabama Department of Archives and History. Do you realize when Governor Guy Hunt was kicked out of office, within 15 minutes, it's a mandate, it has to happen, within 15 minutes of him being told he had to leave, archives were there picking up every scrap of paper off his desk. That's what happens. They document. They pull everything that an outgoing governor has, and they document it. If you've ever been to the archives in Montgomery, you know what I'm talking about. Boy, it's a wonderful place. The problem is that there's not a lot of money to spend on such things as genealogy and history and such as that. A director who's appointed to this facility stays for 30 years plus, and this last one outgoing has been in there 30 years. But if you go there, you will find an abundance of documents going back to 1822, 1825, and they're not indexed. I was amazed a few years ago when I went down there to do some research on some of my relatives, because I'd been told that an ancestor of mine had been pardoned by the governor of Alabama in about 1850, and that it was the man's sister rode Montgomery and got the governor's pardon and showed up just in time before the lynching and saved his life. I started looking through those old records. It's amazing how many horse thieves were pardoned by the governor. I found that to be interesting. Several media outlets in Fort Myers, Florida, reporting that Daniel Proctor is the one who told investigators that he's been locked up. He's been put away basically for 2 lifespans. But he told investigators that he buried his body in a certain place in Florida, and investigators checked and they have found a body, don't know for sure that it's hers, some 15 blocks from their residence in their Florida home in Fort Myers. Terrible situation there. You know, there's a big alarm going up now by all kinds of people, especially the Center for Disease Control, saying the West Nile virus is something that's coming into your neighborhood. I wonder if it's how many cases we've had in Alabama reported. 26 people are dead in Texas because of it. Now, if that doesn't get your attention, I don't know what will. Mosquitoes. Now, see, I never would have thought that a mosquito would have enough nerve to go near a bird. But then let's face it, their brains aren't very large, you know, like gnats, for example. They bite a bird. The bird has got this virus, so the mosquito leaves the bird and finds something else to bite, possibly you, and that in turn is how you catch West Nile virus. 1 in 150 people, according to the CDC, are infected with who are infected with this West Nile virus will develop severe illness. Now, what are we talking about? We're talking about fever, headache, neck stiffness, disorientation, coma, tremors, convulsions, and the list goes on. So people older than 50 are at a higher risk for this virus than are others. Another reason why you don't want to leave a bird bath just sitting there unattended, I guess, basically, huh? What a great place for a single mosquito to meet a single bird, right? State Senator John Rice of Auburn, former State Senator John Rice of Auburn, is suing Governor Robert Bentley because he says the budget is not balanced. He says you can't do that. State law says you have to balance your budget. So they're depending on this September 18th referendum for people to pass that so that they'll have enough money to take care of things like prisons and Medicaid and such, Medicare, I mean. And that's coming up right around the corner. But he's following suit on his promise to try to stop this. Now, I don't know what you stand to gain. Look at how much money will be spent on lawyers in a lawsuit like this, you know. And it'll be the state that pays for it. It won't be Bob Bentley. He doesn't even have a doggone paycheck, does he? He doesn't draw a paycheck. He's still doing without. He made his promise, and he's following through on it. A new political application that claims you turn this app on your cell phone and you listen to a political ad, and it will tell you if that's a lie or not. Now, just between you and me, if Apple has anything to do with this application, the twist will be toward liberal, okay? But it depends on who is the one who put the application together. But can you believe that? An application for your phone that does that. A Texas leader, we're talking about a judge in Lubbock, Texas, is warning that a civil war can possibly break out if Obama is reelected. He says he believes firmly that Obama will appoint UN troops to come into America. I don't know. Can judges be extreme? I suppose they can. Hey there.
Hey.
What you thinking?
You said that Bentley doesn't draw a paycheck.
Right.
Maybe not in the form of a salary, but I believe he is drawing at least one a month.
What kind of check, do you know?
They don't have it listed, but it was on the internet.
Yeah.
If you want to do some research and check that.
It might be travel expense. I don't know. I'll look and see what I can find.
Okay.
Thank you. How many people work without a salary? Board members. And not all boards. Trust me, we know the story on that one. Hey, Jeff Sessions, our senator, is saying platoon halt. Illegal immigrants could receive more than $7 billion, that's with a B, $billion this year in federal tax credits, according to one estimate. Thanks to a loophole in our laws, an illegal alien doesn't even pay taxes, and he's getting a tax refund. $7.4 billion worth across this country. What is wrong with Washington? Can someone tell me what's happening? Is anyone anywhere near? Has anyone seen the lights that come through the window of reality who live in Washington? I don't think so. All right, stay tuned. More of Today on 2 after these words.
I'm open for opinion, Sergeant. What's yours?
Well, I figure we have about an hour and a half.
Before what?
We know what's back there coming our way. Tanks. When they catch up to us, we'll be sitting ducks. Period.
Combat. A Selmer production.
Ride of your life. You'll find it at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales in Coleman. I'm talking about sharp cars and trucks that'll get you noticed and deals to loadable ease. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it and find it for less at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales. Come on, North Alabama. It's time you had a sharp set of wheels and a really good deal. Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales, serving you from two big lots, Highway 31 North and 31 South in Coleman, Alabama.
We're back with Rachel Persall, and she is West Point High School's Fair Queen representative. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. Are you excited about competing in the Fair Queen pageant?
I'm so excited. I have been looking forward to this, I would say, for quite a while. I'm not a big pageant person, but just the fact that there's a talent mixed in and just they get to know more about you. So I think that that's interesting, and I've always wanted to do this. So.
Okay. What is your talent?
I'm singing in the Fair Queen pageant this year, and I'm singing a song from a musical called On My Own.
Yes.
So I'm so excited. I love the song. My grandmother introduced the musicals to me when I was younger, so I've always loved them.
Okay. See, I'm a big musical fan as well, so that's good to know. Now tell us about your foot. You are the first pageant girl that I've ever seen walking in on crutches. So.
Yes. I'm into sports. That is my high school life, and I love them so much. And this summer at Samford, we had a volleyball tournament, and I broke my foot.
Oh.
And it was just right when I told my mom, I said, Fair Queen, and she said, you're going to be fine. So I'm just doing what the doctor says. I'm going to heal up as fast as possible and get out there. So.
Okay. Now, what is your platform, Rachel?
I will be talking about patriotism.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, since the election's coming up, and I think that is so important. You know, that's all you see on the news, and that's all you see talked about. So I want to talk about patriotism.
Well, you are just my favorite because that was also my pageant platform,
Wow.
patriotism. So I want to know a little bit about what sort of community service that you've done to go with your platform.
I sang at Veterans Day programs when I was younger, and I haven't had such an opportunity this year, but hopefully later on in the year I will sing, and I love to sing wherever I can, but especially for something as important as the veterans and things like that.
And what other events are you involved in with school, like Key Club or?
I was in student council, and I'm the president of my class, and I usually try to be involved as much as possible. Homecoming week is always a big deal. You try to keep everything organized, and with a big school like West Point, sometimes that's hard, but I love to be officers in our class, and I'm in Spanish club and in Beta Club. That's one that's important to me, so that means that I try to keep my grades up as much as possible.
Right, and you're a senior this year, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you plan on doing after graduation?
I plan, they're kind of open. I just don't exactly know exactly what I want to do, but I've been talking to Florida College, and that's down in Tampa, and they have a great choral program, and I would love to sing in a show choir. We don't have the opportunity to do that at West Point, but I've always wanted to be in one of those, and they also have sports programs, and I've kind of kept that open. I'm not exactly sure if I would have that opportunity, but I've always wanted to sing in a choir. So
Okay, so West Point doesn't even have a choir at all?
They have a choir, but in my schedule, I'm on the advanced track, and I play sports, so I just don't have
no room for it for
no
you.
room.
You're just a busy girl.
Yes, ma'am.
So, all right. Well, what school? So you said you were planning on going to Florida.
Yes.
It's a long way from home.
I know it is.
How is
and-
your mom dealing with that?
Well, I am a mother's girl, and we're so close. We think pretty much exactly alike, and if she knew that it was a good opportunity for me, she would support me fully.
So tell us a little bit about your family and your parents. While we're talking
I
about
have
subject.
the closest knit family. I love being with my family. I have a younger brother with Down syndrome. His name is Grant, and he just turned 8. He is the joy and happiness that we have every single day. He keeps us moving, and he keeps us happy, and we love to teach him, and we love to see him learning. So I also have an older brother who is at UNA this year. This will be his 3rd year, actually. It's crazy. Time flies, and I love my family so much. My aunts and uncles are so supportive of everything I do, and that's always a great thing.
That's wonderful.
You mentioned your grandmother. Tell us about your grandparents.
My grandparents on my mother's side live in Russellville. That's where my mother went to school, and I get to visit them as much as possible. You know, it's tough because they live farther away, but I have another grandmother who lives in town, and that's my father's mother, and she is Grant's buddy, my little brother. They're always together, and they teach each other things all the time, so it's always fun to see them get together.
And what are their names?
Barbara Pearsall. She is a widow to the late Roland Pearsall. And then P.T. Ferguson, his name is Price Thurlow, but we call him P.T., and Evelyn Ferguson. They live in Russellville.
So was the Miss West Point pageant, was that the first pageant that you've ever done?
No, actually I had been in the previous 2 years regular pageants at our high school, but it was for preparation for Fair Queen.
Right.
I just wanted to get some experience and in walking and things like that, so that's mainly the reason why I was in them.
Okay. And do you plan on doing or pursuing pageants after you get out of high school?
You know, I've thought about it, and I have really enjoyed this experience and just getting to meet new girls and have a good time in that area. And, of course, having the one at school was a different experience because there's so many different things added in, and the preparation is intense. I'm not going to lie. It's just so much fun, though, to get ready for.
They are.
So I think I would like to pursue it if I had the opportunity and if I could keep doing it. So I think I would love to do that.
Okay, interesting. How did you choose your song? Because I know there are so many songs to choose from.
Like I said, I think it was just influence from when I was younger. And I had always known the musical well, and it gives me chills to hear it. And I just wanted to try to do that myself and to give other people chills. You know, I love to hear a song that just makes me happy and the song makes me happy, so I chose it.
It's a beautiful song. Good choice.
Thank you.
Will your injury affect sports this year?
Yes, sir. Sadly, I'm out of volleyball this year, and as my senior year, it broke my heart, but I want to heal and get ready for basketball. I've played basketball forever, and I love it, and I want to be able to play to the best of my ability, and also I play tennis, so hopefully I can get out there and do that also.
You are a busy girl, my goodness. How do you fit all of this into your schedule?
It's tough, it is, but I've always been a busy person, and crutches are not for me. I figured out that I don't like them and I don't want them ever again. So I just try to do as many things as possible while I'm able and do them to the best of my ability. So I try to do that.
You mentioned going to Florida College. What would you like to major in?
My older brother, we're a big sports family, and he is an official for basketball. And he's going into sports management. And he might eventually start his own business or something, and I said, what if me and you work together? Like, we're so close. Like, he has always been there for me to push me and to teach me. So I actually have thought about sports management myself, but I'm exactly not sure. I have no idea. There's so many things that I don't even know about
and
yet.
And the fact that people expect you to know so young, especially now, because, you know, when our parents were 20 or your age, you know, they didn't think about what they didn't know what they were going to do either. A lot of people didn't. So I think it's a little unfair of people to be like, what are you going to major in? How are you going to do it? You know? So
I don't know, just whatever, not exactly whatever I'm feeling, but whatever seems interesting and what I would love to do. I don't want to be stuck behind a desk all day.
Yeah, right.
So I just want to do something that keeps me busy.
Volleyball, basketball, tennis, which is your best sport?
I would say volleyball's the less stressful for me. It's just one that you get a break after every point. You can do the play and then you can talk about what you need to work on. Basketball is more fast-paced, and I think in my life, my mother's always saying, slow down, slow down. I go quickly, and that's how I am. And so basketball is, I think, the one that I enjoy the most. It's just so fast-paced, and I love it very much. But tennis is actually a newer sport for me. I ran track before, but I decided I had always wanted to try it, so I said, hey, I got 2 more years. I'm going to try it. So that was a transition for me, but I love it so much. My team is great, and my coaches are awesome, so I'm loving tennis.
Good.
Let's talk about football.
Oh, yes, sir. Please. That is our family, college football. Let's watch some. Roll Tide. Just had to say it.
Well, let's talk about West Point. What kind of a football season do you think they're going to have?
The schedule is tough.
Yeah.
And as one of the bigger county schools in the state, it's very tough. And our area is intense, and we've got Coleman and Hartselle, and I think East Limestone this year is added in there. So
you're going to be playing the state champions from last year.
Exactly. And so it's just, you tell the guys, you know, you do the best you can, and it's always so tough. Just go get them and don't leave it all on the field because there's nothing else you can do. Don't be scared. It is frightening. I wouldn't do it. I'm just going to tell you. It is brutal, and it's just so tough, and I hope they have a great season and hopefully get some county wins. So we play Good Hope tonight, so go Warriors.
Let's go back to the Fair Queen pageant just because we're almost out of time. Tell me what has been your favorite experience so far doing this pageant.
I mean, who doesn't love the All-Stake? And that's where we had our meeting to meet all the girls that are in this pageant.
Okay.
They are so sweet, and I'm excited to do this with them and hopefully learn about them more as we go along, and just drawing our numbers, and that's always so nerve-wracking. You know, you just want to know when you're going to go, and I just am so excited. I love all these girls already, and I barely know them. I've been all so sweet and just friendly, and I'm so excited to be in this pageant. So.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, Rachel. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
We'll have more of Today on 2 coming up next.
At Premier Bank, we're a bit old-fashioned. We actually answer the telephone when you call. However, old-fashioned doesn't mean we aren't up to date. With the latest technology, Premier Bank meets the various needs of our customers. Mobile smartphone banking, internet banking, ATMs, convenient offices. At Premier Bank, we have the right products right now with good old-fashioned customer service. At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Meet the KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop. It might just change the way you cook. Induction technology heats the pan and not the cooking surface to offer you a new level of precision, speed, and energy efficiency. 9 settings give you different levels of heat to achieve precise temperatures and amazing responsiveness. Water boils in just seconds, making this the fastest to boil induction cooktop available. The KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop.
Welcome back to Today on 2. It's time to give away some prizes. On Thursday, we have coffee from Gelato Joe's in the Warehouse District, and we have KSW Colored Salt. Add some color to your diet. The prizes are both available at Rumor's Deli. Gelato Joe's is part of Rumor's Deli, and you can find the colored salt on the tables there when you go eat at Rumor's Deli. Those are the prizes. Let's look at our merchant ads for today. Starting with Mullins Body Shop, Highway 31 South at Phelan. 52 years of auto body repair and towing, and you can still count on them today. That's Mullins Body Shop.
Sweet deals are available at Dairy Queen. Ask for any 2 for $3.33 or 4 for $5.55. The Blizzard of the month is the Brownie and M&M's Blizzard, and they have a great deal on cheeseburgers.
High Tide Sports Grill, right next to Burgess Body Shop. They're open 3 until 9. Tonight is Bike Night. Always a big night at High Tide Sports Grill.
Night Free Insurance, providing insurance coverage for 3 generations, all the way from Paul Knight to today with Westgate Free. They're one of the top 10 growth agencies in the state of Alabama for auto owners. Night Free Insurance.
Shimmer and Glow Tanning Boutique, open 8 until 8 Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 on Saturdays. They do custom spray tans, they have stand-up tanning, they have beginning, intermediate, and advanced tanning. And right now their summer fashions are on sale.
Open the door to history and fine prints. We're talking about Renard's Gallery and Gifts. They offer jewelry, framing, and prints. They're located at renardsgallery.com or on First Avenue.
All it takes is charisma and Doug Dogga Jewelers. Women change their hairstyles, clothes, and minds. Now you can change your jewelry from bride, classic, modern, quality to fit for a queen. Doug Dogga Jewelers.
Baldwin Counseling Center. Having problems, need to talk, or want privacy? Help is only a phone call away. Call Howard Rogers at 737-3087 at Baldwin Counseling Center.
Fitness opportunities abound at the Wellness and Aquatic Center. They have a variety of aerobic and cycling classes. They have the indoor leisure pool. Day passes are available if you don't want to buy a membership. There we go with our merchant ads for today. Regular, big, and tall size clothing is available at which one of our advertisers? Regular, big, and tall size clothing. Who has it? 256-734-7399 is our telephone number. And the first person with the correct answer receives coffee from Gelato Joe's and KSW Colored Salt. Regular, big, and tall sizes. Where are they available? Remember, just one winner per household within a 30-day period of time. And we're waiting for a phone call for today.
Yes.
It should be an easy question,
This
I
is
would
an
think.
easy question.
Where will you find regular, big, and tall size clothing? 256-734-7399 is our telephone number. And we need to get a phone call pretty quick or we'll show you the ad and move on. No calls today? Let's look at the rest of our merchant ads and we'll show you the answer. Mr. Plumber, Coleman's only professional full-service plumbing, sewer, and drain company, locally owned and operated. Mr. Plumber offers fast 24-hour service. Give them a call today.
Mr. Hicks Menswear, business, men's suits, sports coats, and more. They offer regular, big, and tall sizes. They're the Reader's Choice Award for men's best clothing, and they offer business and casual shirts.
Uniform Place has the latest in style, color, and comfort. Uniform Place has the cargo pant, constructed for comfort. Uniform Place on 2nd Avenue Southeast.
Tires for Less is more than just a tire store. They offer air conditioning, minor engine repair, shocks and brakes repair. They have great service at a good price. Plus, mention you saw them on Channel 2 and receive $5 off an oil change.
And right next door, you'll find Earl's Body Shop. There's the crew that stands behind you when you need them the most. Earl's Body Shop. They do towing, both local or long distance, located on Highway 31 North.
The Tutor Doctor has in-home one-on-one tutoring. They have math, reading, and ACT prep, and much more. Make this school year the best year ever with the Tutor Doctor.
People's Tires has the new HydroMaster tire. Save as much as 50%. This is a remold tire. Looks like new and wears like new.
Best Hall Market Plots is open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. They have a variety of fresh vegetables, and the Senior Nutrition Program vouchers are accepted at Best Hall Market Plots.
Deb's Bookstore, where you'll find used books half price each and every day. New books are 20% off every day. Deb's Bookstore. Give a gift certificate for someone from Deb's Bookstore. There we go with the merchant ads for today. Now it's time to check the birthdays and anniversaries for the 23rd of August. Who's celebrating today?
This Thursday, Mick Waddell is celebrating a birthday, so happy birthday to you. And he will go in our drawing to win the 8x10 portrait from Baker Photography and the ice cream cake from Dairy Queen on Friday. We also have an anniversary today. This is Jeremy and Jessica Howard, so happy anniversary to you.
And let's see, the weather forecast brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. Here's the forecast for today. Another sunny day, a high around 89. Clear tonight, low of 63. Mostly sunny again tomorrow with a high around 89.
Cheyenne, Cheyenne, where will you be camping tonight? Lonely man, Cheyenne, will your heart stay free and light? Dream, Cheyenne, of a girl you may never love. Move along, Cheyenne, like the restless clouds up above.
At Premier Bank, we take pride in serving our community. We respect our customers, and we've won awards for our ethical conduct. We're motivated to do all we can for you, and we're interested in your banking needs. We're efficient, safe, and sound, and our relationships with our customers are second to none.
At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
There's stuff around your house, but we don't make stuff. We make ovens. Dual fuel, double ovens. And they bake so evenly that now delicious is something you can depend on. We only make things for one room. The best room. Your kitchen. We're devoted to it. And you can feel it in everything we make. Nobody knows the kitchen like KitchenAid.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Moody. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Today round two, welcome back to Loans with the Better Business Bureau. Our monthly update.
That's right.
When we talked last month, we were talking about the annual action. Where do we stand?
We have changed it to September the 10th through the 20th to give us a little more time to get some items together. Originally, that's when it was supposed to be, and WH Channel 19 in Huntsville works with us on doing this, and they had something going on during that time that they thought they did. So that got changed, so they let us change to September the 10th. So it'll be more of a fall kind of thing, and you know, a little closer to Christmas for people to think about that. So hopefully we'll have a lot more items by then. And
are the items available on the internet now?
Yes, you can't bid on them, of course, but you look at them.
Okay.
The easiest way, I think, to get there is to go onto our website and find the link from there, because it's a long link, and you know, to remember it. But if you go on there, then they'll put that link on our website, and then you just click on it and take you directly there.
For people who have not done this in the past, explain how it works.
It is. We're a nonprofit organization, so this is just a way we can raise some more money to help pay our cost. And a lot of our members donate items to us that we use on this auction site. So you would go online. It's a very secure site. You don't have to be worried about putting your credit card on there or anything. But the auction starts on the 10th. So you go in there and you look through the items. If you see something that you like, then you bid on it. And of course, it closes on the 20th, and it'll be, you know, put on there the time and exactly, you know, how many hours you got left. And so you're bidding against somebody or something trying to get it, then, you know, whoever gets that last bid.
There's something about the moment when you first walk into that new home. It took a lot to get there, but Eva Bank made it easy to get the loan you needed. Eva Bank, as a part of the community, makes lending decisions right here where you live. Our lenders make the process quick and easy with rates you'll love. Visit your neighbors at Eva Bank today and let them help you with your new home loan, manufactured home, refinance, or remodel. Eva Bank, part of the community we call home.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
At Premier Bank, we are very proud of the long-lasting relationships we have with our customers. We'll go almost anywhere to meet your banking needs.
Welcome back to Today on 2. Welcome back to Ann Mullins with the Better Business Bureau.
Good to be here.
And our monthly update.
That's right.
When we talked last month, we were talking about the annual auction. Where do we stand?
We have changed it to September the 10th through the 20th to give us a little more time to get some items together. And originally, that's when it was supposed to be. And WH Channel 19 in Huntsville works with us on doing this, and they had something going on during that time where they thought they did. So that got changed, so they let us change to September the 10th. So it'll be more of a fall kind of thing, and you know, a little closer to Christmas for people to think about that. So hopefully we'll have a lot more items by then. And
are the items available on the internet now?
Yes, you can't bid on them, of course, but you can look at them.
Okay.
They are. The easiest way, I think, to get there is to go onto our website and find the link from there, because it's a long link, and you know, to remember it. But if you go on there, then they'll put that link on our website, and then you just click on it and take you directly there.
For people who have not done this in the past, explain how it works.
It is. We're a nonprofit organization, and so this is just a way we can raise some more money to help pay our cost. And a lot of our members donate items to us that we use on this auction site. So you would go online. It's a very secure site. You don't have to be leery about putting your credit card on there or anything. But the auction starts on the 10th, so you go in there and you look through the items. If you see something that you like, then you bid on it. And of course, it closes on the 20th, and it'll be, you know, put on there the time and exactly, you know, how many hours you got left. And say that you're bidding against somebody on something trying to get it, then,
whoever gets that last bid in before that time slot will get it. And of course, you have to register. Once you start to bid something, you'll register and put your email and put you'll make up a password so that each time you'll go back in there and it'll recognize that you can bid on it and know it's you that's bidding on it. And then you would go on and if you want it, and then pay with your credit card. And then you can either pick up the item at this location, because it's going to be our members that's in North Alabama. So we have some in Coleman, Decatur, Huntsville, Athens, all over. Hopefully, we'd love for the person that gets it to do that, because then they get to go in and see what our members have to offer. But if it's so far, that you can't, then we make arrangements to get it to you, whether we mail it or you come by our office or whatever. So.
And when you go on the website and you look at the items, can you see where the bidding stands?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It'll show you what
the high bid is so far.
Exactly, and what it would take to bid on that. What increments you have to go up to.
Okay.
And so, but you can, a lot of times you can get some really nice things for a good buy. So.
We usually save money on an auction.
Yeah, you do.
What are some of the items that are available?
Well, I have a diamond and amethyst ring from Doug Doggett that is gorgeous. And some Sorelli jewelry. All the ladies know what the Sorelli jewelry is, and you probably do too.
Yes.
Because the wives asked for it. We have some of that, and gosh, we've got prints from Alabama, from Auburn, signed prints from the coaches, from some of the players that, some of our members will just sponsor that, and then we get those from the schools or different places. It's footballs, from Alabama and Auburn that's signed by some of the players and all. So, just different items. Sometimes we get like even a certain amount that you like from a window and door store, say in Huntsville. Sometimes we'll do that, where if you're fixing to build a house, you can bid on that and get it, for a good deal. And so, it's housewares, it's just all kinds of items. And we, like I said, we're still working on them, so I don't even know what all it's going to be so far. But
so this will start on September 10th.
September the 10th.
Finish on the 20th.
Oh, and I have a really pretty print I got from Office Equipment, too, that would be pretty in anybody's home.
Okay.
And then we have like the Coleman Jefferson Gas did us the fish fryer, and then the Power Board that did us a little George Foreman grill, and then the Co-op does us a little tabletop grill, and those always just go. They give me that each year, and those go great. People just love those, So and it's funny. It's a lot of times it's been people from around here that's gotten them, bid on and come picked them up from me because I have those. So I've gotten those too. I was just trying to think what all I have picked up. I can't even remember what all I have gotten, but it'll be good. It'll be some, and then we got jewelry from like Decatur, from Huntsville. The different jewelry stores up there too. There's different jewelry items. So for all those ladies, they need to go in there and see.
Any trips or vacations or anything like that?
I don't think so. Sometimes we'll have the what's that golf course? It's the
Robert Trent Jones.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll have some of those in different areas that you can bid on. But I don't think. I haven't seen any so far. Now they may come up with some that somebody sponsors that, but I haven't seen any so far. That'd be what you'd be wanting.
I'm always.
You're always ready to go, aren't you? Me too.
Okay, well, let's see what's going on in the news world with Better Business Bureau.
Okay, we've just got this company I wanted to mention because we'd sent out a press release on it. That's doing door-to-door sales. Actually, they've been in Huntsville, Decatur, and Athens so far. And we've gotten a lot of people to come into our office or to call that has been complaining about different things. And, of course, we've contacted this company, and they have a C- rating with us because of the complaints over the years. And even though they would respond to them sometimes one way or the other, they don't seem to change their practices of how they're doing this. A lot of the complaints were saying when they would come in, if they let them in their house, they couldn't get them to leave. I mean, said they were just so aggressive trying to sell them on this that they had to literally threaten them with the police to get them to leave. Wow. And the law says if you do have someone to come in and you ask them to leave, they have to leave immediately. You know, there's no, and if you have a sign on your door that says no solicitations even at your house, then they're not supposed to even approach you, you know. They didn't have a permit to do this in Huntsville, and then Huntsville requires one, so they're working with it. They have pulled out of Huntsville right now, the last we heard when we talked to them, and they were working with the police department on getting a permit. But we've also had complaints saying that what they actually signed when they looked at the agreement was different from what verbally they'd been agreed to. And which that's always in anything, before you sign something, that will overpower what has been said. Or so you need to read what's in the fine print, all of it. And anytime someone comes into your home to sell you something, then you have the 3-day cooling off rule. Right. Well, another complaint we had was that if they did say, yes, we want this system, they, within hours, had installed it. So, we, my boss talked to one of the owners of the company and said, so what about the 3-day cooling off rule? What if they decide they didn't want it? And she said, well, if they decide they don't want it, then we pull it out and we do the repairs to fix where it was put in.
You hope?
Yes. And is it going to be repaired to your expectations or theirs, where they just pull it off the wall and, there? Yeah. So we're still, trying to get them to change a lot of the habits and the way they're doing it. They're out of Utah, actually, but they tend to, just, I guess, hire people in each area, but and evidently train them to be overly aggressive. And, and nowadays, it would just... I wouldn't let anybody in my house that I didn't know. They're supposed to have a picture ID badge anytime that they do approach you with a door-to-door sales, and it, that it's legitimate. But, even if somebody did have that, I would not let anybody in my house that I didn't know. That's come knocked on my door, so. But evidently people are, because, then they're coming to complain to us because they can't get them to leave. And so, I don't know if they plan to come into Coleman, but I just thought, this is not just for this company, but for any company that might approach you in this way, that this is some tips, that you need to know, and just be very, very careful and don't sign anything that you don't read.
I was just trying to remember, in the city of Coleman, I think you have to have a permit.
I would think so.
But in the county, probably not.
Probably not. So. Probably not. And who checks to see if they do, So... even if they were supposed to, how many people follow up and see that they do. So, because we did have, I think they are supposed to, because we had a company that was going around climbing on people's roofs telling them that they had a leak at one time, and going around door to door like that. And we had a big problem with that. Had to get the police involved. So, because you really wouldn't have something wrong, and they'd tell you that you did. So
another example of why you should do business locally.
Exactly. And check out, even if somebody came to your door and you might be slightly interested, tell them to leave you some written information. Don't let them in your house. Leave, and then check it out. Check out the company. Check out everything about them. Just don't take their word just because somebody comes up to you and you don't know anything about them. But like you said, if you're dealing locally, you know the people. And number one, they're probably not going to come door to door and ask you, but and then you can get a report on them. Call us and say what we can find out about them and make sure they do have their licenses and everything they're supposed to have. Because the security system is, that's, when you let someone put a security system in your house, they know everything about that security system.
Yeah, that's another concern, is the fact that if they go ahead and install it, what are you getting? What do they know about your property?
Right. And where are they going to be from to monitor it? And, how quick is somebody going to get there if it goes off, So if you deal with someone around here, you know where they're at. You know who to call if you have problems. And
we have good, reputable companies here.
Oh, yes, we sure do. We sure do.
Okay, Ann, very good information. We'll talk to you next month.
All right. I'll be here.
Thank you for watching this interview. We'll have more of Today on 2 right after this.
Who is the tall, dark stranger there? Maverick is the name. Riding the trail to who knows where. Luck is his companion. Gambling is his game. Smooth as a handle on a gun. Maverick is the name. Wild as the wind in Oregon. Blowing up a canyon. Easier to tame.
Our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Coleman Jefferson Gas. The campaign kickoff lunch for United Way will be Tuesday, August the 28th from 11:30 to 1. It's in CRMC's Colonel Coleman Room in POB 2. The guest speaker will be Steve Marshall. Hearing Loss and You, this is a Lunch and Learn seminar presented by otolaryngologist Bruce Morgan. This will be Thursday, August the 30th from 11:30 to 1 at the Colonel Coleman Room. community billboards are sponsored by Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Coleman Jefferson Gas. If you have a billboard that you would like to send to us, you can email it to us, channel2coleman@gmail.com, fax it to us, 256-734-7680, or friend us on Facebook, Channel 2 Coleman.
Weather forecast calls for sunny skies today, a high around 89. Clear tonight, low of 63. Mostly sunny again tomorrow with a high around 89 degrees. And coming up tomorrow, Friday, that's politics on Today on 2. Who do we have coming to see us?
We have Mayor Max Townsend coming to see us, and also we have Judge Rusty Turner.
That's politics coming up tomorrow. Remember, our programs are broadcast on the internet every day, channel2coleman.com. And each program is archived. You can go to channel2coleman.com and see previous programs. Thank you for watching Today on 2.
Have a great day.
Perspective with your host, the pastor of Faith Baptist Church, Dr. Jeff Steele. Our Perspective is the television ministry of Faith Baptist Church on Highway 31 in Vinemont, Alabama. If church as usual is just not enough for you anymore and you are seeking more from your Christian experience, then we invite you to visit with us here at Faith Baptist Church and have your faith lifted. It's exciting, it's different, and it's alive with the Spirit of God. We do invite you to be with us soon. Our Sunday services are 10 a.m. for Sunday school, 11 a.m. for morning worship, 6 p.m. for evening services, and 7 p.m. for Wednesday services. If you need more information or directions to our church, call our church office at 256-734-7307 or go to Brother Jeff's website at jeffrsteele.com. Also, our services are streamed live at jeffrsteele.com. And now, for the Power Perspective program, here's Brother Jeff.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Power Perspective, the telecast ministry of Faith Baptist Church. I'm Jeff Steele, the pastor here at Faith, and your host for the Power Perspective broadcast. I'm glad you've joined us. I want to take you into a recent worship service here at Faith, and I want you to enjoy some of the music that's ours to enjoy and be blessed with as the people of God here at Faith Baptist Church. Then I'm going to bring you a portion of a message that I preached very recently here at Faith, and I trust you enjoy all that we have to share with you here on the program today. Right now, we go into the service already in progress.
morning, there's a smile on my face, and with joy down in my heart, I thank Him for amazing grace. And I know He really loves me, and He'll guide me on my way. He'll never leave me nor forsake me. That's the promise that Jesus made. It's alright, it's alright, walking with Jesus every day. It's alright, it's alright, for He always makes a way. And when the storms of life assail me, I know that Jesus will never fail me. It's alright, it's alright, walking with Jesus every day. Why I'm so happy, this is what you'll hear me say. I don't wake up sad and worried. I start my day with prayer and praise. For I know the one who saved me will lead me to a better place that He's prepared for those who love Him. Praise God, I'm on my way. That's why I say it's alright, it's alright, walking with Jesus every day. It's alright, it's alright, for He always makes a way. And when the storms of life assail me, I know that Jesus will never fail me. It's alright, it's alright, walking with Jesus every day. Never seen a problem, never seen a mountain, there's no river. It's alright, it's alright, walking with Jesus every day. Oh, it's alright, it's alright, for He always makes a way. And when the storms of life assail me, I know that Jesus will never fail me. It's alright, it's alright, walking with Jesus. It's alright, it gets sweeter every day. Oh, sweeter every day. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. And when the storms of life assail me, I know that Jesus will never fail me. It's alright, it's alright, walking with Jesus every day. Oh, 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 oh. It's alright.
I faced a mountain. Once again it seemed so tall. I tried to climb, but it seemed I'd surely fall. So I knelt and called on Jesus. Just as always I felt His presence. His hand of mercy lifted me just in time. I want to thank Him, I want to praise Him. His grace has been sufficient. And like before, He's given victory one more time. He was always standing by my side when the valley was low, when the river was wide. So I want to thank Him, I want to praise Him one more time. Looking back on this journey, since the day I first met Him, many times His love and mercies rescued me. So once again I come before Him. One more time I'll stand to praise Him for all His blessings. Yes, He has been so good to me. Oh, I want to thank Him, I want to praise Him. His grace has been sufficient, and like before, He's given victory one more time. He was always standing by my side when the valley was low, when the river was wide. So I want to thank Him, I want to praise Him one more time. He was always standing by my side when the valley was low, when the river was wide. So I want to thank Him, I want to praise Him one more time.
How many believe He's worthy of all of our praise?
One more time.
The call comes in, we get the word that an accident or something has occurred. We began to pray, believing we are heard. Doctors say, prepare for the worst. But God was first on the scene before it happened. He knew our need. How many of us would find it quite odd that we wouldn't be here except for 2 words, but God. In all our lives, we seldom know how many nights the angels were bent low. They are never far, the Father's always close. Some may say, give up, they don't know. But God
was first on the scene. Before it happened, he knew our need. How many of us would find it quite odd that we wouldn't be here except for 2 words, but God. Oh, but God was first on the scene. Before it happened, he knew our need. How many of us would find it quite odd that we wouldn't be here except for 2 words, but God. How many of us would find it quite odd that we wouldn't be here except for 2 words, but God. How many of us would find it quite odd that we wouldn't be here except for 2 words, but
How many of us? I hope you enjoyed all that good music. Right now, I want to take you into a portion of a sermon that I preached recently. As a matter of fact, this past Sunday, I was preaching out of John chapter 16 and verse 20, where Jesus said, "Your sorrow will be turned into joy." Here's a portion of that message. In the jail at midnight, they sang praises to God. In the endurance part of the equation, they sang praises to God. Then the earthquake came. God sent the earthquake. The jail doors swung loose, and they were summarily released. And you know what? Read Acts chapter 16. You will see that they sang praises to God at midnight in the jail. But once they were released from jail, due to the earthquake that God sent, there's not one thing about them singing praises then. There's not one thing about them shouting hallelujah then. There's not one thing about them having a Pentecostal spell then. When they had the spell was when they were in the middle of the suffering. Remember, it's not suffering, endurance, deliverance, joy. It's suffering, endurance, joy. There's something to be said for the joy that comes in suffering. 2 or 3 years later, Paul is in prison again in the city of Rome. In the city of Rome, Paul is in prison again, but this time, ladies and gentlemen, there will be no earthquake. There will be no deliverance this time. None is coming, but he's still singing. Philippians is probably the letter to the church at Philippi, which the jailer that got saved after Paul and Silas were released through the earthquake God sent in Philippi. That jailer is probably a member of this church. He's helping them read this letter that Paul wrote to the church at Philippi. It is a letter of joy. He's still singing. It's not like Ephesians, a heavy book. It's not a rebuking book like Galatians. It's not an instructional manual like 2 Corinthians. Not a scolding letter like 1 Corinthians. It's not a prophecy letter like Thessalonians. Philippians is his book of joy. And yet he has this joy while he's in a prison cell from which he is not going to be released. He not only knows he's not going to get out of prison, it's in Philippians we find him writing, "The time of my departure is at hand. I'm fixing to die. I've fought a good fight. I've kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of life, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me in that day." That's where he wrote about it, in jail. A jail from which he's never going to be released. A sentence that is not going to be overturned. There is no earthquake to come for Paul from the prison in Rome. And yet, he's still singing. He's still singing because remember, the formula is sorrow, endurance, joy. There is joy that comes when you are attacked and you are able to say, I'm taking it. Whoever it is, whatever it is that's coming against you, there is joy that comes from saying, I am still here. Back on May the 24th, I had my incident over here, whatever it was, nobody knows. Life flighted to Huntsville Hospital. Brain test, heart test. They took my license away from me. I can't drive till Thanksgiving. Well, I'm going to be honest with you and tell you the truth. My wife will vouch for me on this. I hadn't done anything but complain since I've been home from all that. I don't like the food that I'm eating. Although I am losing weight. You can't eat like I'm eating and not lose weight. Ask any person who's ever starved to death and they'll tell you, you can't eat like he's eating and not lose weight. I have done nothing but complain. You think I've been complaining about the food. What I've really been complaining about the most is I can't drive till Thanksgiving. If I want to go somewhere, I've got to get somebody to take me. I have complained, groaned, moaned, whined. I've been almost unbearable to live with. Plus, during part of that time, the doctor had misdiagnosed some medicine to me that the main side effect from the medicine was irritability. I couldn't win the fight, and now they put more opponents against me. Well, I finally called the doctor and got off the medicine, but I was still whining, moaning, groaning, complaining. Can't drive, can't eat. Don't even want to live. They wish they hadn't took me over there. Just let me die out here in the yard. Of course, I don't really feel that way, but that's the way I've been talking. Moaning, groaning, complaining. I went to bed one night and God gave me a dream. Now, I hate to tell you he gave me a dream. I wish I could tell you he gave me a vision, because the scripture says, your old men shall dream dreams and your young men shall see visions. I wish it had been a vision. It was a dream. Here was my dream. My son found me in the yard over here. I asked him, I said, what did you find? He said, you were laying there. I said, well, son, I believe I might get my license back if you would tell them that I was not unresponsive like they say I was. He said, Dad, your eyes were wide open and you were completely unresponsive. You know what that means, folks? Eyes open, unresponsive. That's the description of a dead person. I never walked up on my daddy with his eyes wide open, unresponsive. I've never seen that. But now my boy has. Thank you, Lord, I never walked up on a scene like that. Thank you, I never had to endure something like that. And then in my dream, I saw myself being carried around in that car. You know what I came up with, folks? I'd a whole lot rather be the one driven than the one driving. And thank God there's somebody to drive me and something to drive me in. I'd rather be driven than to be the driver, because when I have to go somewhere, when somebody's in the hospital, when I've got to go right then and there, I just have to say I've got to go. They have to rearrange their whole schedule without even a moment's notice to take me where I need to go. And so help me to the Almighty, I woke up from that dream saying, when upon life's billows you are tempest tossed, do not be discouraged thinking all is lost. Count your many blessings. Name them one by one, and it will surprise you in your suffering, not after your deliverance, in your suffering, it will surprise you what the Lord has done. It will surprise you what the Lord has done in the middle of your suffering. Remember, please, the formula is not suffering, endurance, deliverance, joy. The formula for joy is suffering, endurance, and in the middle of it realizing it cannot defeat me. It cannot defeat me. This thing that has got me in the sorrow place cannot defeat me. God will not let it defeat me. Suffering, endurance, joy. Some of you here today, and I pray everybody gets deliverance. I pray everybody gets delivered, and I pray everybody gets happy. That is my honest prayer. But some of you today need to get over the looking for the miracle that this time's not going to come. And you need to raise your head, raise your hearts, and yes, raise your hands toward heaven and say, though he slay me, yet will I serve him. Though I am in the passenger side seat, I will serve him. Though I went down physically as far as I could go and it still hurts, I will serve him. Though the relationship went bust that I thought I had to have, I will serve him. There are some people today that need to just go from the place of complaining about your present endurance and waiting on deliverance that's not coming, and go straight from endurance to joy. Because Jesus said, your sorrow will be turned into joy. Not traded or exchanged for joy. Sorrow is the ingredient from which joy is created. Your sorrow will be turned in to joy. Every head bowed and every eye closed. Great to have you tuned into the program. That's all the time we have for the message today. Come join us here at Faith Baptist Church. We'd love to have you Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. We have a Sunday school class for all ages. Every age member of your family is welcome to our Sunday school beginning at 10. At 11 o'clock, our morning worship service, we preach, we testify, we sing, we pray, we preach, God moves, and it's a wonderful time of worship together. Then on Sunday nights at 6, we meet back for our evening worship service. We have Awanas for your kids, age 3 through the 6th grade. Then on Wednesday night, we're right back here for prayer and Bible study in the sanctuary. Our young people, grades 7 through 12, meet on another part of our facility. And our Kids for Christ, age 2 through the 6th grade, they meet during that time also. Those kids sang for us this past Sunday, did a wonderful job. Something for you, something for every member of your family, and we hope you'll be with us soon here at Faith Baptist Church. If you need directions or any kind of information, you call us here at the office, 256-734-7307. Join us for our webcast of all of our services at www.jeffrsteele.com. I got to go. Until next time, remember to pray for me because I am praying for you.
Thank you for tuning in to Power Perspective. Power Perspective is the television ministry of Faith Baptist Church on Highway 31 in Vinemont, Alabama. We do invite you to be with us soon. Our Sunday services are 10 a.m. for Sunday school, 11 a.m. for morning worship, 6 p.m. for evening services, and 7 p.m. for Wednesday services. If you need more information or directions to our church, call our church office at 256-734-7307 or go to Brother Jeff's website at jeffrsteele.com. Also, our services are streamed live at jeffrsteele.com. Again, thank you for joining us, and be sure to join us again next week for another edition of Power Perspective with the pastor of Faith Baptist Church, Dr. Jeff Steele.